Welcome friends to a new session on genetics. In this session, we will discuss the isolation of auxotropes and replica plating techniques. Microbial culture techniques. Let us first see about isolation of auxotropes and replica plating techniques. Genes control various traits in an organism through a control exercised on the developmental processes. Such a control is due to the synthesis of proteins, which is under direct control of genes. Some of these proteins synthesized by genes are enzymes and control biosynthetic pathways. The genes express themselves through synthesis of enzymes and was demonstrated for the first time in 1941 by George Wells Beadle. He is an American scientist in the field of genetics and he is also a Nobel laureate. He, together with Edward Laurie Topham, an American genetist who shared Nobel Prize with George Wells Beadle. This achievement was made by the discovery of biochemical mutations in Neurospora. Mutations in these genes helped in elucidating several biosynthetic pathways in a variety of organisms, particularly in microbes like fungi and bacteria. For the study of mutations, microbial systems have proved to be particularly useful. Large populations can be handled in these microbes, so that even rare combinations and mutations with very low frequencies can be easily detected. This has given rise to an idea of studying genetics popularly described as microbial genetics, which may also include biochemical genetics. To study microbial genetics, different techniques are used. One of them is isolation of auxotrophic mutant from wild type of cells. But in modern days, replica plating technique is successfully used to isolate auxotropes or mutants from vast white cells. Let us see about biochemical mutations in Neurospora crassa. The bread mold, which is a member of Ascomyces, was extensively utilized in the study of biochemical mutations, initially by Beadle and Topham and subsequently by other workers. It can be grown on a culture medium which contains a few simple salts, some sugar and biotin. From these raw materials, the organism is capable of manufacturing all other compounds required for its growth. As a result of mutations, strains may be obtained which lack the ability to synthesize one or more of these compounds. While the wild strain, which is capable of growing on minimal medium, is known as prototroph, the nutritionally deficient mutants are known as auxotrophes. Let us now see about isolation of auxotrophes. The efficiency of isolation of auxotrophes in large populations will depend on the availability of easy and rapid techniques. Beadle and Topham irradiated conidia of Neurospora, mated these irradiated conidia with wild type and subsequently studied segregation for induced mutations, if any. One of the advantages of using Neurospora is that the 4 products of meiosis stay in same ascus and segregation can be easily studied in 8 ascospores of an ascus. For the study of segregation, individual ascospores were first grown on complete medium so that both mutant and wild types may grow. A complete medium means which will have all metabolites such as inorganic acids, sugar, nitrogen, a few salts and a vitamin biotin in addition to minimal medium. These were then transferred to minimal medium in the absence of a particular nutrient. Beadle and Topham found nutritional mutants of Neurospora failed to grow in the minimal medium in the absence of a particular nutrient. Lack of growth on minimal medium indicated mutant nature. Each mutant culture thus identified was then tried on supplemented medium, that is, media containing each specific metabolite in additional to minimal medium. The specific nutritional requirement for which mutation had occurred was thus identified, and this is shown in this figure. This technique, originally utilized by Beadle and Totem, called total isolation method, though provides most reliable data, but was very laborious since individual ascospores had to be tested. Therefore, various modifications were subsequently used by different workers. The conidia from the wild type were irradiated. They were crossed with wild type, and from the fruiting body developed from these, the ascospores produced were auxotrophs and prototrophs. These were further grown on different conditions: A, complete medium; B, minimal medium; C, minimal plus amino acids; D, minimal medium with vitamins; and E to J, medium supplemented with individual vitamins. And in the last stage, auxotrophs were isolated for vitamin G. The exact requirements of nutritional mutants can be determined by adding a different growth factor to each of a series of different cultures with minimal media. For instance, a mutant strain of Neurospora deficient in the tryptophan synthetase enzyme would be able to grow on the minimal medium only if tryptophan is added to the medium. This technique is applicable to many microorganisms. Bernard Davis in 1949 discovered an elegant way of detecting auxotrophs in Escherichia coli by a penicillin selection method. In actively dividing bacteria, while growing, the cell division is inhibited by certain antibiotics like penicillin. When penicillin is added to the minimal media containing bacteria, the wild type cells which are growing are killed. The auxotrophs which are not growing are not affected by penicillin and survive. The auxotrophs are separated from the minimal medium after a certain period by centrifugation. Penicillin is washed and plated on a fresh minimal medium supplemented with the specific growth factors. The auxotrophs will divide and form pure colonies. Auxotrophs belong to a class of mutants broadly known as conditional mutants because their growth is dependent on the presence of a particular environmental condition. Normally, in certain temperature range, the temperature mutants fail to grow. Usually, higher temperature affects the growth of the auxotroph because of the defects in the thermolability of specific proteins in the minimal media. Temperature sensitive mutants in bacteria can be easily detected by replica plating technique by the incubation at or above the maximum temperature which permits the growth of the wild type. Let us see about replica plating technique. It is one of the popular modified technique and is known as replica plating technique, which was suggested in 1952 by Joshua Lederberg. He is an American molecular biologist known for his work in microbial genetics. He, along with Esther Miriam Zimmer Lederberg, an American microbiologist and a pioneer of bacterial genetics. This technique can be conveniently utilized not only in Neurospora, but also in other microorganisms forming colonies, and also permits mutants to be demonstrated directly. Replica plating technique involving 4 different steps is illustrated in this figure. The material, that is ascospores or spores, is first grown on complete medium. For instance, in the case of Neurospora, if streptomycin resistant mutants are to be isolated, material should be allowed to grow on medium lacking streptomycin so that both mutant and wild types may grow. These colonies are imprinted on velveteen by inverting the Petri plate so that all the colonies are imprinted and leave spores at corresponding positions on velveteen. This will then be the master pattern, and other plates having streptomycin can then be pressed on velveteen to get an impression. On this plate now, only mutants for streptomycin resistance will grow. Knowing the position of a mutant colony, corresponding colony in original plate without streptomycin can be marked and used for isolation and multiplication of the mutant. The replica plating technique in Escherichia coli is as shown in this figure. Suppose to isolate phage resistant E. coli cell, E. coli cells are grown on a master plate of nutrient agar until they form a continuous lawn of cells. The sample cells are transferred to the fresh petri plate of agar medium already coated with the phage particles by pressing on it a velvet surface supported on a circular block, that is replicator. The method produces an identical pattern of colonies on the second plate. Some mutant phage resistant colonies also grow on this plate. If the mutant colonies were originated from the master plate, then it would be possible to obtain a culture of such cells by inoculating from locations on the master plate corresponding to position of resistant colonies on the second plate containing phage. Lederberg therefore repeated the procedure by preparing a second master plate and replica plating onto a phage coated plate. This was repeated 3 to 4 times, each time plating cells thinly. In this way, single resistant colonies could be identified and a true breeding phage resistant strain would be developed. The experiment proves that resistant cells arose by mutation on the first master plate and were not induced by the phage to become resistant. Let us see about mutations in E. coli for resistance against phages or antibiotics. Mutations for resistance can be isolated by spreading large population of bacteria, approximately 10 to the power of 9 cells, on a plate containing thick layer of phage, example T1, or an antibiotic as the case may be. The surviving colonies would be resistant and represent mutants. Salvador Edward Luria, the Nobel Prize winner in Physiology or Medicine in 1969, and Max Ludwig Henning Delbrück in 1943 conducted experiments to find the origin of these mutants. There were two possibilities. One, this could be random genetic changes, or two, this could arise as physiological adaptation to the presence of phage or antibiotic. In order to test which of these two alternatives was correct, Luria and Delbrück allowed growth of E. coli cells using 10 to the power of 3 cells per ml in 2 sets. 1, 20 tubes each with 0.2 ml of medium, and 2, 1 tube with 10 ml of medium. After an incubation period, each of the 20 tubes was spread on plates with a layer of phage or antibiotic. Similarly, 10 0.2 ml samples from 10 ml tube in 2 above were drawn and plated on 10 plates. It was shown that individual 0.2 ml cultures showed large variation, while samples drawn from 10 ml bulk culture did not show any variation in the frequency of resistant colonies. The variation in 0.2 ml culture was mainly due to differences in the time of appearance of mutation during multiplication. The experiment proved that mutations appeared as random genetic changes and not as physiological adaptation, because if the latter was true, no variation in mutation frequency in 0.2 ml tubes should be expected. Calculation of mutation rates and frequencies. Mutation rate is an essential parameter in genetic research. Counting the number of mutant individuals provides information for a direct estimate of mutation rate. However, mutant individuals in the same family can share the same mutations due to pre-meiotic mutation events, so that the number of mutant individuals can be significantly larger than the number of mutation events observed. Since mutation rate is more closely related to the number of mutation events, whether one should count only independent mutation events or the number of mutants remains controversial. The statistical approaches determine both the mutation rate and frequencies. In the experiment of Luria and Delbrück described earlier, 20 culture tubes containing 0.2 ml were used for study of mutations for resistance against T1 phage. In this case, 11 out of 21 tubes had no mutant cells. If frequencies of culture tubes showing 1, 2, 3 till 100 or more mutant colonies are worked out, they exhibit a Poisson distribution, that is mean frequency of class with no mutation is equal to 11 by 20. In the following figure, it can be seen that when we start with one cell, number of cell divisions is equal to n minus 1, where n represents number of cells at the end. Therefore, if n is very high relative to very small original number, then n gives a sufficiently accurate estimate of cell divisions. Now, if mutation rate per cell division is assumed to be micro, mutation events per tube will be micro into n is equal to micro n. According to Poisson distribution, F0 is equal to e raised to minus m is equal to e raised to minus micro n. Therefore, F0 is equal to 11 by 20 is equal to 0.55 is equal to e raised to minus micro into 0.2 into 108, which gives micro is equal to 3 into 10 to the power of minus 8 mutations per cell division. Mutation frequency on the other hand is calculated as mutants in all 20 tubes divided by 20 into 0.2 into 10 to the power of 8, which was found to be 5.7 into 10 to the power of minus 7 per cell. The Poisson distribution is used for events having a low mean value as opposed to normal and binomial distributions. If m represents the mean number of events and L represents the number of events in a particular class, example 0 or 1 or 2 crossovers in the region, then the frequency of the class with I events, that is Fi, or the frequency of the class will be calculated by the general expression of Poisson distribution, which is as follows. Fi is equal to e raised to minus m into m raised to I divided by I factorial. Using this expression, if m is known, e raised to minus m can be obtained and m raised to I and I factorial can be worked out. Since I is known, to get the values of Fi where I is equal to 0, 1, 2 extended up to n. This figure shows Poisson distribution for 5 different values of mean, where m is equal to mean and I is equal to actual number of events. Let us summarize the following discussions on isolation of auxotropes and replica plating technique. Genes control various traits in an organism through a control exercised on the developmental processes. Such a control is due to the synthesis of proteins, which is under direct control of genes. Some of these proteins synthesized by genes are enzymes and control biosynthetic pathways. Mutations in these genes helped in elucidating several biosynthetic pathways in a variety of organisms, particularly in microbes like fungi and bacteria. This has given rise to an idea of studying genetics popularly described as microbial genetics, which may also include biochemical genetics. To study microbial genetics, different techniques are used. One of them is isolation of auxotroph mutant from wild type cells. But in modern days, replica plating technique is successfully used to isolate auxotropes or mutants from vast white cells. The bread mold Neurospora crassa, a member of Ascomycetes, was extensively utilized in the study of biochemical mutations. Poisson distribution is used to calculate mutation rates and frequencies. Now, let me give you certain assignments based on the discussions what we had. 1. To demonstrate the principle and experimental setup of isolation of auxotropes. 2. List out the techniques for identifying the mutants in minimal medium. 3. How to test bacterial isolates for their susceptibility to antibiotics. 4. How to detect biochemical mutations in Neurospora. 5. How the temperature sensitive mutants in bacteria detected by replica plating technique. I will also give you certain references for your further reading. 1. The book with the title Cell and Molecular Biology, authored by De Robertis and Robertis in the year 1991, published by Leah and Febbiger, Washington. A second book is with the title Genetics and Origin of Species, authored by Dobzhansky in the year 1961, published from Columbia University Press, New York. A third book is with the title Principles of Genetics, authored by Gardner and Nustad in the year 1984, published by John Wiley, New York. A fourth book is with the title Genes, authored by Levin, 1994, Oxford University Press, London. A fifth book is with the title Polyploidy, authored by Lewis in the year 1980, published from Plenum Press, New York. A sixth book is with the title Chromosome Technique, Theory and Practice, authored by Sharma and Sharma in the year 1980. It is published by Aditya Books, New Delhi. A seventh reference book is with the title Principles of Genetics, authored by Sinnett, Dunn and Dobzhansky in the year 1958, published by McGraw-Hill, New York. I will also give you certain websites for your further reference. The first one, www.genetics.org. A second one, www.theagricos.com. We have come to the end of this session. We will meet in another session with a new topic. Till then, bye.